this is Gran Turismo 7, and these are the daily races for this week. Oh wow, only 2 of them anyway. I've done 2 of them because I can't remember what C actually is. But yeah, I've done race B and race A, and this was race B. We are in the group 4s, if I can remember correctly. This was a group 4 race, and yeah. In comparison to last week, my races did go definitely much better. Yeah, I know positioning wise, you'll see at the end of this, positioning wise, you might feel like, oh no, they were way better. And it's like, yeah, my finishing positions were like way better. But there was still some rough patches, and there goes somebody. You know, I still had some rough patches from the races. But I definitely did a bit better, But you'll see where I have some rough patches. And I don't mean like rough patches in the ways of like kind of amateurish, like you like corner a bit faster, or you can exit. You can get a bit faster exit on that I mean like basically like literally got kind of like going off the track or almost going off the track and just standing there and that kind of rough patch, like almost like that basically. But definitely better than last week. And also, so he said in the last daily races video, I was going to sort of like basically get all the information on the screen, so you can see like what position I am, what lap we're on, this and the other, and all that kind of information. As far as you got the cockpit view of the replay, and then the sort of like cinematic view of the replay. Yeah, I'm kind of like filling it in because it's sort of like. It's the beginning of the race, so it's like, I'm going to be making up some positions, this and the other. There goes something else. I can't remember what that guy's name was. It's like Jiminy, I don't know. It might have been Jiminy, it might have been something else. I'm not entirely sure, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to. So in the midst of the quality of the races, with the people, well, from my point of view anyway, because obviously I can't comment for everybody. I didn't really have. I actually had, on this occasion, I had 2 kind of people I had to sort of keep an eye on for a little bit. But in both races, this one there was a South African. I think it actually might be the guy who's in third. Actually, it might be him. He seemed a bit like, he wasn't like a complete prick, for lack of a better word. But he was a bit like, a bit touchy. Sort of like, went off there a little bit. Unfortunately, lost the position, but that's fine. I still made little mistakes like that, but I did much better. So the DMW. He's a bit. I think it's him. We'll find out later on. He was a bit, but not a complete dipshit, so lap 2, and so I didn't do any qualifying. As like I tend to always do more what I'm planning to do. Is I don't plan to do any kind of qualifying or anything like that. Make it a bit more fun for myself. Especially definitely within these first sort of early group stages, because I'm sort of getting back used to sort of the cars and stuff now. I'm sort of getting back used to it, so I want to give them a chance rather than be like, I'm going to qualify, then end up getting like qualifying for like 3rd or something, 4th or something, 4th or 5th or something, and then just bleh, all the time. Let's make it fun, let's make it interesting, see how well I can do. Currently in 8th. I'm sort of behind Nicky. Nicky got Berry, who was up ahead. He was the guy in the Ferrari. Nicky then BMW, I think. Yeah. I'm in the Genesis. And So race B is Maggiore. if you obviously only play the game, obviously you know. Maggiore for race B and race A. We are at Sardenga, and yeah, you might have just saw there was a bit of like some kerfuffle of some sort. I don't know what happened. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but there seemed to have been some kind of kerfuffle at the head, and we've managed to. Well, there's been some kind of change around positions. Like Nicky's got like the 6th, Barry's dropped down to 7th. I'm still stuck in 8th. The South African has dropped down a couple of positions. Now he's gone off. See, he didn't. You see, that's the thing. He stayed off races. Then he came on, but he didn't come on like an idiot. You know, he came back on fine. It was just after that he seemed to be a bit like touch and go of like, I don't want you to pass me, kind of thing. You know, I sort of saw that ahead of me, so it was like that, like what he just did there, kind of thing. With Berry, kind of like giving him a little tap to try and sort of like budge him, nudge him out of the way. So obviously in that kind of situation I'm sort of like, okay, well I need to sort of think carefully. What's a good way for me to get past him without me? And that car just appeared out of bloody nowhere, near enough. So I was lucky enough I spotted that. But yeah, so back with DMW. So how am I going to pass him without him basically completely fucking up my race? So I was like, okay, I might fall back a bit. I might try and catch up a bit. I sort of keep near, but without getting too like close. And then I was like, I'll solve it. Because since he made a mistake that I had the more momentum, so it was like the chances that he would be able to do anything that would bugging me up is kind of slim. So I was like, I saw that and I was like, yeah, solid. If I don't pass now, I may not be able to get a chance to pass later. So I was like, solid. If it's a bit rough, it's a bit rough. But at least I got past him, and now I ain't got to worry about him. All I got to worry about now is the Spanish guy behind me. We'll just call him Ivan. I don't know how you pronounce that. The next second bit. But we're going to call him Ivan. Now, unfortunately on this, I did have a bit of a rough patch here. It was like, going into that was a bit rough, then coming out was not the best, but could have been worse. Because there is actually tyre wear. You might not be able to see it, but there is actual tyre wear, but it's very, very small. Very, very small amount of tyre wear. Very tight. But yeah, so yeah, I had a bit of a rough patch, but I've still maintained 5th, so cool. Already doing quite, not doing too bad. We're on the last lap, so it's like, can I catch up with Nicky and at least overtake Nicky, or am I going to bugger up somewhere and then get overtaken by about like 3 or 4 people? We'll have to wait and see. There's a yellow flag, but I think that's from someone who's like all the way back at the back of the field. It's not near. Oh no, it was that guy there. Don't know what happened to him. See, I did these yesterday, so I can't quite remember exactly what happened. It's like Ivan at the moment. He flashes slides and he slows down, but he doesn't ghost like what you normally do with a penalty. So I don't know what happened there, because it didn't look like he had a penalty. He didn't ghost like what you would normally do with a penalty. So I don't know why he slowed down, but it must have been a penalty. So you're not totally sure what happened there. But thanks to that, I don't really need to worry about Ivan too much. And now it's like, can I catch up with Nicky and can I overtake him? Or her. I'm not totally sure if it's him or her, but can I overtake them? Yeah. But unfortunately, I do go a bit wide. And I do go off, and it's like, nuts. Well, that kind of buggered that up. And on top of that, I get a half-second penalty. But lucky enough at this point, I think I was like 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds ahead of Ivan here. So it's like, that penalty isn't a massive issue. It's like, oh well, not to worry, bosh, gone. The only thing that doesn't make sense is then after that it gave me another half a second on top of that, so my total penalty was 1 second. Which is like, no, you don't add extra time onto a penalty if the penalty given was only half a second. Doesn't make sense. Alright, here we are with the second race of the video, obviously the last race of the video as well, and this was race A, and we are in the McLaren 650S, I believe that's what I think that's what this one's called. I know it's McLaren, and I'm pretty sure it's the 650S. Unfortunately, I completely misjudged this first corner. Luckily, I don't know if I'm gonna guess it's something to do with the earlier lobbies, like if you're like in like rating the like E and stuff like that, like driver ratings E and all that crap. Is you do ghost much more frequently. It was happening in the previous race as well. So you can see there, it's like in the bottom. If you look at the screen in the bottom corner, you can see that me and the other guy were ghosting. Yeah, the person who's in front of me now. I don't know, we're kind of ghosting there. So it kind of, at least in the early stages, the game kind of knows, kind of predicts if something's going to hit someone or somebody's going to hit something. I almost hit the fucking wall there. But you know, so it's like if someone's going to hit something or something's going to go wrong or someone's going to hit another driver, so then it's like it ghosts you. Sometimes though you can use that kind of to your advantage, but sometimes it doesn't really serve anything apart from not hitting someone. It's like there, it's like I kind of slowed down. I think I slowed down enough, but I might have just took a corner a bit shitty, possibly. No, there's always that possible chance. But anyway, I managed to. They all fight with one another, and I managed to get myself up to 4th. Yeah. But yeah, that first corner I completely misjudged it because I've been practicing beforehand, but I didn't practice from a rolling start. Well, a standing still kind of start scenario. So obviously at that point, your braking point is a little bit different than to what it is like at this point. So that's kind of why I just thought, yeah, fuck it, straight off. But you know, there was a couple of rough patches in this race as well, but definitely an improvement from last week as well, which is always good. Another good thing I do like that they've done with at least race A is that it doesn't affect. I think it affects your sportsmanship rating, but it doesn't affect your DR or your driver rating. But I think they've obviously set that up because it was like race A was always like a race that really fucked everyone's ratings up very easily, like that yellow guy. The guy in the yellow car fucked himself up really easily by hitting the wall and not paying attention. So I like the fact that they've changed that. So I think your sportsmanship rating can still go up and down, but your driver rating isn't affected, which is nice. But it still doesn't stop people being all over the shop. Basically. So unfortunately this was 6 laps, so it's quite, you know, it's kind of a long one for a race A. Normally they're about like 4 or 5. Well, I suppose it depends on what track you're doing, I suppose, isn't it? At the end of the day. But anyway, 6 laps. We're on lap 3 already, so bada bing, bada boom. First class, the Spanish driver, this guy, the guy in the green car. I don't know what he was doing. He's the other kind of guy who I sometimes struggle to predict what he was going to actually do. And you'll see at one point in very shortly what I'm on about, basically. So you know, I take for me it was a bit of a rubbish corner there. You know, yeah, this wasn't my best kind of racing, but yeah, I still have fun, and that's the whole point, is have fun. And I think it's at this point he brakes. Now I know you can pretty much go flat out from now. You might need to like ease off the accelerator a little bit. So you know thing. But you don't need to brake. Now I kind of go off here because I can't predict what the hell first class is doing. So it's like, what is this dude doing? What I don't know. And it was kind of annoying. But it was just like, I don't know if it was him just trying to basically stop people from overtaking him. I don't know if that was the case or not. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so he was kind of unpredictable sometimes. So it's like, it's like Jesus Christ. So obviously I'm thinking like, okay, man, let's see if I can catch up now. And if I can catch up, we'll try and work out what's going on. Now, at this point, there's only 7 people left in the race because I think quite a fair few people left this one. I can't remember how many people can join this race. I think it's 12. I think altogether, and I think by the end of it, 7 of us finished the race. I think at the end. If I can remember correctly, it might be 6, but I'm pretty sure it's 7. Because I think Daleson, the person who's in 7th, was a lap behind, pretty much basically everyone. So it's like, sucks to be him, basically. So he goes off there. I'm like, yeah, sod this, and yeah, I go off the track a little bit. But at that point, it's like he made a mistake, and I was like, right, you know what? I'm not going to slow down for him. I'm going to get past him. If it goes tits up, it goes tits up. But then I go tits up, and I go off again, and it's like, oh, for God's sake. And it's all this song and dance again of going off, going on, going off, going on. It's like, oh, what a wonderful world I live in here. So obviously, it's like, all right, back to square one. Let's see if we can sort something out and get past him. Now that I know that he is unpredictable, I'm thinking like, well, can I sort of like maneuver in a way that kind of basically outfoxes him? So he thinks I'm going to go one direction, but then I suddenly change direction. He goes off, and I just go past. And everybody's happy. Apart from him, but we don't care about him. Or her. I don't know. Could be a woman, could be a man driving. Most likely a man. But, you never know. Women can be assholes too. So, you know, it was very easy for me to catch up back with him. That's the thing. It was very easy for me. It was easy enough for me to catch up back with him. It's just now trying to figure out how do I get past him. So how do I get past the green bastard? Yeah. So it's like, okay, so can I do it here? And it's like not really close enough there. It's okay. So it's like, is he gonna brake this time? This time he didn't brake. You know, it's like what? So I'd see this why, because he didn't brake there, but he did in previous laps before. It makes sense. He kind of hits the corner a little bit. I get past him. It's like, right, sod you, bye. I'm see you later. I'm out of here. I'm now going to try and catch up with Pap. I want to catch up with the Greek. But he's, you know, as you can just see, he's that little specky. He was that little specky yellow that you can just see in the far distance. So it's like, if he makes a mistake, there's a possible chance. Currently, at the moment, it's going to be a tall order, but not impossible. Just a tall order to do it, basically. So you know, got around that corner fine. Gonna go around there. All the rest of it's all fine and dandy. La la la. The only problem is with doing the recordings. That sort of just been set up for us. We trying to catch up with the Greek guy. The only problem is by recording the replay, which I've been doing here, is that you don't get the split times. So I can't remember how far ahead Pap was. By the looks of it, it's probably about 4 or 5 seconds ahead. Yeah, so maybe about 4 seconds. I mean, catching up with a bit now, so I get a bit closer. So it's all, yeah, it's obviously I've definitely brought it down a little bit, but I'm still not really close enough. So I need Pap to make a mistake. If he makes a mistake, I got a good chance. If he doesn't, Fortunately, that yellow flag was not for Pap. That was for somebody else. Probably Daleson. Paul Daleson. But unfortunately, I'm not close enough. There's no way I'm going to be able to catch him here. So it's just like, oh well, third. Why not? You can't argue with third. The podium finish. Hey ho, everyone's happy. Lovely time. But right, that's it for this video. So if you did like this, remember to please like and subscribe. And check out any of my videos. There will be linked to my Discord below. So until next time, I will see you all later.